happy to be here. Thank you to TradePass, so giving some space for the bank industry, which I will talk about. Well, everyone's concerned about the security of bank. My mom last time also got a flood. My house getting flooded. I spent almost 3 hours last night from my office to get home. Does any one of you spend more than 2 hours last night? It's a big heavy rain last night. So when I drove my car back home, quite worried about the situation, but worried about the car, of course, and the falling trees maybe. But then I just go straight to my house, and then I was thinking maybe for me it's good to stop at Pasir Place or Plaza Senayan. But it seems like when becoming under pressure, you become more creative. But it seems like we always spend more money, if you get in pressure. So, one thing that I concerned about is when the things seems go wrong, anything seems go wrong. Can I ask what are the things? What's the one thing that you expect will never go wrong? It seems like you are in traffic, heavy rain, possibly a flood, a falling trees. No. Can I, one thing that you expect never go wrong? In your research policy. If your research policy never go wrong. So, I'll be speaking on the innovation, but more on the insurance side. The title is Enabling Insurance Transparency with Digitalization. Let's start. I put this is a full statement from the current market situation of insurance and reinsurance. Digitization, just to give you impression that on insurance, there's a gap between insurance and banking. I think digitalization is still somewhere probably another 2 or 3 years. We're still on digitization process. So it's called upon to become one of the determining factor in restoring public trust. You probably heard, one of very big mutual life insurance, state-owned, in big problems, they changed them already, millions of customers, and it caused losing of public trust in insurance, and then followed by another insurance company, it's a state-owned, and then followed by one private insurance company. So if you're talking about insurance, I think the situation, the problem is not about public trust. And back to my story about this one big mutual life insurance company, because they don't innovate, but becoming there, like, lucky for them, because if I will not tell you the name, but I heard directly from the CEO, they have problem in accessing their database with customers. So they end up only with 2/3 of the insurance policy holder when they try to recover the names, the data. And it seems like it helped them, of course, it's not in a good way, and reduce their liability significantly. And now, they become a new company, but actually they have some problem with the database of the clients because of the digitization. So it's still far from digitalization. Number 2 is local insurance enablers. Insurance is another ecosystem. One funny story about company I work for. You will never see the company signage all over Jakarta. Even the Jabodetabek, you will never see the company signage, even the buildings. But still the company making revenue. So it's just about ecosystem. So the development now is more than insurance enablers. Talking about insurtech, fintech, and P2P. Have accelerated recent digital interaction, but still it is worth asking the question: are insurers able to meet the ever-changing demand from customers? To be frank, this is a fully true statement, because if you have your insurance policy, you will never have to submit this insurance company for claims. You expect that the things going well, and next renewal, you buy an insurance policy. So how come you becoming less interaction if you never really check the insurance policy? It's a big question. Insurance company expect to have like interaction, but customers, I mean, if they don't want to see they want to submit the claim if possible. Okay? Insurance is actually the common sense thing, very common sense. But because it involves contracts, it becoming more complex. Yeah. So I'm not going to do insurance just to engage with the innovation. Okay. It started with promise. Yeah. I promise you to cover this, blah blah, do this. Okay. But then one important part of the innovation process, initially to start concept algorithmic, now becoming more algorithmic. Yeah. Now it's becoming offering to the clients with the technology. Yeah. Of course, when you're talking about offering, you need to comply to many aspects because it's just also under regulation of the Indonesian FSA, Otoritas Jasa Keuangan. So can you imagine there's a big gap from something that actually is a promise to become an offering and born by technology. Okay, number 4 is a survey in Europe. 60% of customers, a substantial majority, of course, would consider changing to more transparent and open insurance services. Yeah. So technology should bring so many aspects becoming more transparent. When I tell the story about this a big company, of course there's no transparency. Because they feel they can live with 1/3 of their customer don't have access to the company. Yeah. I mean, even there's actually more statements, 75% of the 60%, they prefer even to pay more if they have the more transparent insurance company or the policy contracts. But now I refer to the CFO of insurance company. What actually they concerned recently? Yeah. Insurance is spread to unlock profitability, but struggle to get the tools or resources to do so. Number 2, insurance struggle to attract bright and talented people to help them innovate and unlock profitability. This is based on the PwC survey. So despite we're talking about technology, insurtech, fintech, actually, the concern of the CFO is very basic. They have problem to unlock the profitability. Similar case with the company that I told story. And number 2 is about talented people, yeah, to help them to innovate and unlock the profitability. Okay, move to the next slide. Okay. Now, I told already about the development of insurance. Yeah, it falls from the word is bound. So 150 years ago in London, your word is bound. This is covered, that is bound already. But now move to the contract. Yeah, this is also under the OJK supervision. So I think the development on the regulatory side is even faster than the business itself. Insurance should be a step behind of the business. It will never go in front of the business. It will protect your life, your health, your business. So it's now, you see from the news, there's so many regulations issued by OJK to help insurance company able to pay the claim when the unfortunate happen. Okay. Number 2, customer know what they want. Yeah. When you buy insurance policy, you know what they want. You know what you want. Yeah. Perhaps you are set to pay for buy insurance policy, but then you loan for a car, for a house. Yeah. You need to buy insurance policy. You know what they want. But are insurance listening? Okay. And then number 3 is innovation imperative. That's why the development in technology in IT is quite far from actually the situation of the insurance business nowadays. Insurance is highly regulated industry, creating barriers to entry. Yeah. Incumbent insurers, we're talking about the 70 company in non-life, cannot be satisfied to be transformative, innovative carries the greatest risk, although has the potential as the reward. Now, what I mean is, when I tell a story about, especially I was in a car, imagine that you are driving an EV, yeah, Hyundai Ioniq 5, yeah, this EV, yeah, you have your first new EV. I think you're even more concerned about the heavy rain. Yeah, you still probably in the mindset of this is okay with my car. Can I get that? I can sit with the car. I mean, it's okay with the battery. Yeah. So the greater, the more advanced the technology you are in, actually the risk is greater. Yeah. But I believe if you comprehend with everything, you understand with the risk, you'll be fine. But then most of the people probably prefer to stop the car, waiting for the rain stop, and then start to driving back their EV car. Yeah. So I think what's stopping you from the getting more innovative is the risk. Yeah. You perhaps can study many things, perhaps can do this research, but one thing is you cannot try. One thing that always stop you from the greater innovation is the risk itself. Okay. Now, the situation is now connecting the dots between transparency. Thank you the development of the digital innovation. It helps transparency in many aspects. Yeah, you can easily now checking review before buying anything, including insurance policy. Now the situation connecting the dots between transparency, the voice of customers, and the assurance. Yeah, it's very common. You heard, you check Google, some complain about this policy. Yeah, it's very common. I think technology will help the clients before they purchase the insurance policy. So again, trust remains the major issue because of if you ever check your home insurance, yeah, or your car insurance, it's all words. Yeah, perhaps 20 paper with all words on terms and conditions, exclusions. Yeah, so we need more transparency in the industry, in insurance industry. And then number two, yes, if we embrace the technology to build more transparency. Let me read this to push for universal data platform. Yeah, we're always hoping there's a universal data platform. So if you buy your health insurance in any company, yeah, you will have a greater understanding for the coverage. Yeah, it's very important. Health and consumer credit. Why I put this consumer credit? Yeah. Because bank will have really needs insurance cover for this customer loan. I will put in the next slides. Yeah, really. The company I work is also write the loans insurance. Yeah, for the on the payroll basis, and I can see the degree of the dependency of the bank for the insurance policy. It's something like default in payment. Yeah, things like that. Okay, and then number two is that no new data technology created new degree of transparency in insurance risk. Okay, similar. Okay, now we're talking more on the technology, the impact for the insurance industry. How innovation in insurance can foster sustainability. Now we're talking about the sustainability of the company. Yeah, what really becoming now the track of the insurance is about the sustainability. Can they pay the claims? Because my insurance contracts last for 10 years. Yeah, I bought my house 10 years ago. Can they pay the claim if something unfortunate happens? Okay. So the situation is now is pricing pressure and mismatch in asset liability management in most of insurance company. Yeah, it causes insurance insolvency and claim payability. That's the situation now. Okay, so the situation is now thanks to technology. Insurance need to fundamentally rethinking their value proposition, customer centricity, while deploying the skill of actuarial, customer experience, and digital to work more on the innovation. Yeah. Case number two, how innovation in bank in insurance can mitigate bank NPL. So already I think very good time. Okay. So this is 75% of credit underwriter view alignment with banks are the key opportunity to sustain this. So I think now if you're working in bank, you're handling like consumer credit, consumer loan, you probably know the situation that we have problem now in finding insurance company to protect the loans. Yeah. So I think now they'll be discussing under the budget to share the risks between bank and insurance company. Case number three, how innovative insurance can support microfinance. Microfinance content with challenge of isolation, of course, is there in the rural areas. Small case transaction, yeah, is 100,000 rupees maybe. And default risk, there's a big chance of default risk. Digital risk scoring can reshape this information asymmetries. Yeah. Because bank insurance is very, very engaged in many cases. Thanks to because I put one example about the crop. Yeah, we're talking about the farmer in rural areas. The use of satellite remote sensing information to improve crop yield estimation could function as an insurance index structure microfinance and index insurance promise the possibility of reliable and low-cost reinsured insurance. So insurance industry is now moving to the rural areas to help the farmers, chocolate, tobacco, yeah. They help by using the technology remote sensing. So if the water level increase above this level, there's some problem. So this index insurance they automatically can submit claims, or insurance just transfer the claims to the farmers. It really helps the farmers in the rural areas. Number 4 is about catastrophe. You can handle fire maybe. You can handle like your server from the threat or the cyber security. You can protect your car, but who can protect if there's a volcanic eruption? Like 2 years ago in Palu, yeah, as a tsunami, no one really strong enough to protect this potential of loss. So in Indonesia, we already established the PPP, public-private partnership, supported by public finance to form a comprehensive disaster funding scheme with the help of our bank. You know what actually we use to model this risk is a microloan. Yeah. You know when the disaster happened at Yogyakarta in Merapi, you know what exactly, many houses they get shaken, yeah. But what is the true problem after the shock? It's actually the loans. Yeah. The loans from all people live nearby the Merapi to banks. They have all default. Yeah. So we can model the compensation for this catastrophic disaster with the data from the microloan in the bank nearby the earthquake-prone area, like in Yogyakarta. This is a very, I think, okay, this is the fact is, in Indonesia alone, almost 300 natural disasters annually in the last 30 years. Yeah? Approximately 8,000 dead cases. The loss is around 22 trillion rupees, and the government funding is only 10%. They have limitation, and we need this to establish the PPP. Okay, I think my time's up.